Hi everyone, welcome to this workshop, Power Your Job Search with Google Tools, provided by the Long Branch Public Library and Grow with Google. Grow with Google helps people grow their skills, careers, and businesses by offering free digital skills training and tools. My name is Kate Angelo. I'm the Technology and Career Center Manager at the Long Branch Public Library, and I'm glad that you've chosen to join us today. I'll show you how Google Tools can make your job search easier and more efficient. Now let's get started. Many people are launching a new job search from home. So let's start by acknowledging some of the challenges to finding new opportunities from a remote location. Then we'll share some tips that can make it easier for you to work from home and maximize your career potential. As I mentioned, finding a new job can be difficult even under the best circumstances. Running a new career search while transitioning to working from home can even be more challenging. For example, you may not hear about as many opportunities through word of mouth as you would in a shared office space. Staying on top of a job search can be even more challenging if you're also managing childcare, domestic work, and new living arrangements. Today's workshop will show you how to use Google Tools to manage some of these challenges. Before we dive in, let's talk about some best practices for running a job search from home. First, create or keep a routine. If you'd normally take a shower and have breakfast before work, keep doing that. Maintain regular hours, set a schedule, and try to keep to it. A routine will help you maintain a sense of normalcy and stay productive. Create a dedicated workspace. Find a spot to go to work in the same place every day. If you don't have the luxury of a dedicated office at home, at least work in the same seat at a table every day, even if you have to clean it up at dinner time. Take lunch and breaks. Make sure you add them to your schedule. It can be easy to forget breaks when you're working from home. Also, don't sit in front of your computer for 8 solid hours. Every hour or so, give your body and your eyes a break by standing up and walking around. Gather the tools you need to be productive. You may find that you need office supplies that used to be provided by your workplace. Make a list of supplies you use in a normal workday and take the time to purchase them for your home office. Create a daily to-do list. At the end of your workday, write the next day's to-do list. This will help keep you from popping back to your computer after your work hours to complete just one more task and help you get your next morning of work off to a strong start. Most importantly, when your workday is done, close up shop. Remember, if you're not at work, don't spend time working. These are just a few strategies for managing a job search at home, whether you're looking full-time or managing your current job while searching for your next opportunity. In this workshop, I'll demonstrate how to manage the main tasks of a job search. First, we'll create a job search tracker in Google Sheets. We'll use a sheet to keep track of the jobs you want to apply for. The sheet will allow you to organize any information you find on jobs, and you can return to it when you're ready to prepare and submit applications. A sheet also helps you remember the jobs you're interested in and allows you to compare them to decide which one is best for you. Once you've built your Sheets tracker to manage the whole process, I'll show you how to use jobs on Google Search to find more jobs that are relevant to you. I'll show you how to search and filter for jobs that match your interests and experience, how to save the jobs you like, and how to get alerts when new jobs are posted. Next, we'll talk briefly about how to create a resume with a simple, easy-to-use template in Google Docs. I'll explain some best practices, but if you're really interested in building or polishing your resume, check out our other workshop, Improve Your Resume with Practical Strategies. Finally, we'll discuss the next phase of your job search, the interview. More and more jobs are transitioning to online interviews using video conferencing platforms like Google Meet. I'll walk you through some strategies to help you ace your digital interviews. The skills you learn in this workshop will help you during your job search and help you once you're settled into a new role. Many jobs today require familiarity with technology like word processing and spreadsheets, so digital skills are more important than ever. As I talk about the features of the Google applications, feel free to experiment on your own device or follow along and try it out later. Let's get started. When you begin looking for a job, you might start by visiting a company's webpage and reading a job description. That can be a great way to get ideas about possible career options. But once you start collecting information about potential opportunities, you might find it can be hard to keep all your options straight. Lots of people find it easier to search for jobs and apply for them in separate waves. You might do a lot of searching online for jobs one day, while planning to apply for those jobs on a different day. But it's easy to forget about different jobs you found, or lose a sense of urgency about them after your initial search. Plus, job openings are posted and removed all the time, so it can be difficult to keep up with them. To help you find opportunities and keep them organized, we're going to start by building a basic tracker in Google Sheets. This tracker will help you manage the job search process from start to finish. To create a job search tracker, you'll need to first sign into your Google account. Open a new tab in the browser window and go to google.com. If you're not signed in, click Sign In and enter your username and password. Signing in to your Google account allows you to access lots of Google apps that you can use for work and home. If you don't already have one, you can create a free Google account. After you've signed into your Google account, use the Google Apps menu to move between applications. Click the Google Apps icon. And these are a few of the Google applications that come with your account. Your most recently used apps are shown first. Click More to expand the list. You can get to Gmail, Sheets, and Slides here. You can also access your Google Drive, where all your projects are stored. Let's take a look at Google Drive first. Google Drive allows you to store, access, and share files like documents, slideshows, forms, and photos in one place. Instead of storing them on one computer, your Google Drive files are stored in the cloud, a safe place on the internet where you can save important information. When you have something on your Google Drive, you can easily access it from any computer, smartphone, or tablet with internet access. Files stored on Google Drive won't get lost, even if your computer crashes. And the projects you create with Google applications are all stored automatically on your Google Drive. You don't have to remember to click Save. This is what your Google Drive looks like. If you've never created anything with Google Apps before, it may be empty. If you have created projects in Google applications, they will all be stored here. You can create new projects from your Google Drive. To create a new tracker for your job search, create a new Google Sheet. Click New, and then select Google Sheets, then click Blank Spreadsheet. Give your sheet a name like My Job Search. This becomes the file name and offers you a way to find the file on your Google Drive. As soon as you open this sheet, it is saved automatically on your Google Drive. You do not have to do anything extra to save your projects. They save automatically whenever you make changes to them. Now take a look at this spreadsheet. A spreadsheet contains many rectangles called cells. Cells are organized into rows which have a number, and columns which have a letter. Every cell has an address based on its column and row. For example, this cell is called A1 because it is in column A, row 1. You can navigate the spreadsheet by clicking on different cells, or you can use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move around the grid. You can add text, formatting, formulas, and functions to cells. You can use Google Sheets to manage many aspects of your work or personal life. For example, you could use a spreadsheet like this one to create a budget, calculate progress toward your goals, or plan a trip. To make your job search easier and clearer, let's customize the spreadsheet so that it tracks the important information about each potential job. First, add some headings to keep track of information about jobs you find in your search. In each cell of the first row of your sheet, add a heading for the job title, the company name, the salary or hourly rate if it is listed, the website URL so you can return to the listing, and notes. These are just suggestions, and you can make headings for whatever you think will be most helpful in your job search. For example, if you're expanding your search beyond your current area, you might add a column for location, or you might add a new column called Work from Home to track whether a job is remote or on-site. You may even want to add additional column headings to help compare other information you're interested in, like a job's benefits or perks or the distance from your home. As you proceed with your job search, you'll add details to the spreadsheet to keep track of all the information you need. You can also add headings and expand your sheet as you start looking for jobs. Adding visual elements can help you read the information in a sheet more easily. Change the format of the headings if you'd like. Select cells or rows and select different colors. Or to make the information easier to read, change the font style, size, or color. These are just a few things you can do with a spreadsheet tracker for your job search. If you're interested in taking your spreadsheet to the next level, look out for new workshops like Digital Tools for Project Management. In that workshop, we dive into how to add color coding, drop-down menus, and other formatting to keep your spreadsheet organized and useful. For now, let's move on to the next phase of our job search. Okay, now that you've set up your sheet with some of the things you're looking for, let's search for jobs. Chances are you've already used a digital tool to find new career opportunities. Most employers list jobs online and manage the entire application process digitally. To help you find new opportunities, we'll use Jobs on Google Search. Jobs on Google Search pulls advertisements from all over the internet and creates one easy list of potential jobs. You can start your job search through a regular Google search. Whether you're following along now or plan to begin your search later, open a new browser tab on your device. That way, you can have your Google search open in one tab and your sheet open in another. You can add to your sheet while you search. Now type google.com in the address bar. In the search bar, type in a query about the kind of jobs you're looking for. You may want to use terms like jobs near me, retail jobs, part-time jobs, or customer service jobs. You can also type a question like, what are the best jobs near me? Add search terms that work for you and your job search. If you're not sure what kind of job you're looking for, add search terms about fields that interest you or fields you have experience in. If you're looking for a job in a different city, include that city in your search. For example, you may type jobs in Long Branch or manufacturing jobs in Eatontown. And if you're a veteran or a military spouse, you can search for opportunities unique to you too. To move forward with your search, press Enter and check out the results. Your basic Google search will show you a preview of several possible jobs. You can click on these jobs directly if they interest you, or select the arrow at the top right to expand your search. Next, check out the results of your expanded search. To make searching for jobs easier, Google finds listings from all over the internet and collects them in one search result. A snapshot of jobs that meet your search criteria appears on the Google search page. Click a result or click Explore Jobs to look at the full list. Each listing contains important details about the position, including ways to apply, salary information, a description of the work, reviews of the company, and more. You can read through this information to decide which jobs might be right for you. Depending on what industry you work in, you may choose to narrow your search by using some of Google's built-in tools. For example, one feature of Job Search on Google gives veterans the option to search for jobs using their MOS, or Military Occupational Specialty code. In the search bar, type in a query about the kind of jobs you're looking for. You may want to use terms like veteran jobs near me, veteran management jobs, and add the name of your city, IT jobs for veterans, just to name a few. Once you've run a search query related to veteran jobs, you'll be prompted to enter your MOS code. Veterans and military service personnel transitioning back into civilian life can enter their MOS code on Job Search to help them find civilian jobs that require similar skills to the ones they used in their military roles. Whether you're transitioning to a civilian career or just moving forward with a new job search, your next step is to process your search results. Let's talk about how to narrow your search to make the application process easier. Your search may have returned lots of jobs. To get more specific results, you may want to choose a filter. A filter is a search tool that emphasizes the most relevant results. You can find dozens of filters arranged as clickable tiles at the top of the job search page. You can filter your job search by job title, location, the date the job was posted, the type of job, or the employer. These filters are pretty straightforward, but let's go deeper into two more filters that might be particularly relevant. This filter, Work from Home, allows you to find remote opportunities. Select this filter to see only jobs that allow you to work from home. Let's imagine that at this point you've selected a job that matches your needs. You've read through the job description and you know you're interested in the position. If you think you might want to apply for the position but don't want to do it right now, click Save. This bookmarks the listing so you don't have to search for it again later. At the top of the jobs listing is a tab called Saved. Click this tab to see all the jobs you've saved in the past. This shows all the jobs you've saved in one list without the jobs you aren't interested in. You've learned a lot about how to use Google to search for a new job, but the landscape of available jobs is always changing. It's important to check job listings frequently so you don't miss out on opportunities. Employers post new openings all the time, and not on a specific schedule. Performing an internet search every day and sorting through it to find new jobs can take a lot of your time you could be using to write your resume or prepare for interviews. To save time when searching for job listings, set up email alerts. When you set an alert, you will automatically receive an email about new listings that match your search criteria. To receive emails about your job search, on the lower left of your screen, turn on alerts by clicking the Alerts Are On for this search button. At this point in your job search, you'll hopefully have found several opportunities, and the alerts you set up will keep you updated about more jobs as they become available. You'll probably apply for several jobs, and it can be difficult to remember all of the details about each application process. Remember the tracker sheet we set up earlier? You can use it to keep track of all the possible opportunities. As you find jobs that interest you, enter the details into your spreadsheet. You can use this sheet as a hub for all of your applications and interviews, and you can easily track the status of any application by glancing at the sheet. Fill out your tracker with potential opportunities as you find them. After you've spent time searching, you can review the sheet to decide which opportunities to apply for. As you proceed through the application process, you can use the sheet to track every application. Let's continue with our job search process. Now you've created a list of jobs you're interested in. It's time to work on your resume. Having a resume prepared will streamline your job application process. You could begin a resume by opening a blank document and listing your name, contact info, and professional experience, but to make the process faster and easier, let's start off with a template. Templates are like a pattern you use as a guide. They provide design elements and formatting that you can use as a starting point for your projects. They also keep font sizes and styles consistent throughout your document. Google Docs also offers lots of free professional resume templates to get you started. The layout, fonts, and colors are different for each template, but they all contain the same basic information you'll need for a resume: your contact information, skills, experience, and education, as well as accomplishments or projects you've completed. After you select a template, you can customize the document from there. To access these templates, start from your Google Drive. Click New, Google Docs, from a template. Then rename your template so it's easier to find later. After the workshop ends, take a look at the templates and think about which one might work best for you. Some templates lend themselves to certain industries. You may want to check with a colleague about standard styles in your field. For example, a creative person like a graphic designer might use a more creative-looking resume template to show off their skills, even before the interview. Once you choose a resume template you want to use, add in your name, contact information, and professional history. To do that, select the placeholder text and type your own info. For extra guidance on what to include in a resume and how to make a strong impression, check out the workshop that was mentioned earlier, Improve Your Resume with Practical Strategies. For now, we'll discuss some basic ways to customize your resume. Templates come with prearranged formatting, but you can edit a template to fit your own style. You can change the font, choose one that looks professional, add formatting, like bolding section headers and adding italics, and you can add hyperlinks to show potential employers more of your work. Adding elements like this will make your resume easy to read and unique to you, even when you begin from a pre-formatted template. As you work on your resume, you probably won't finish it in one sitting. In fact, taking breaks and returning to it can be a great way to ensure you've got fresh eyes and spot opportunities for improvement. To help this editing process, use the commenting feature in Google Docs. For example, if you want to provide more specific information or a measurable detail like your sales record, add a comment. Select the text you want to comment on, insert a comment that explains what you want to change. Select Comment to complete your comment. Google Docs saves comments automatically, so you always have a record of your thoughts. Well, while you're searching for a new job, you'll probably apply for lots of new opportunities. You may even apply for different kinds of jobs in different industries. If that's the case, you may want to create distinct resumes for different purposes. For example, you can improve your resume by including keywords from one specific job description in your skills or experiences section. You could start from scratch and build a brand new resume for each possible job, but that can be tedious and time-consuming, especially if the resumes are similar. To make your application process easier, you can copy a resume and edit it for particular jobs, instead of starting a new document every time. First, make a copy. Then, rename it so you can easily tell the difference between versions of your resume. When you make a copy, remember that Google Docs automatically saves your edits in version history, so you don't necessarily need to make new copies for each new draft. If you edit your resume over a long period of time, you could get confused between draft 1, draft 3, and so on. Instead, use copies to identify the different purpose for each file. For example, if you're a designer with web experience, you might have one resume titled Web Design Resume, and a different one for broader work called Graphic Design Resume. Your job search process will be a lot more successful if you get feedback on your materials. To get someone else's input on your resume, share the document with them. Select the Share icon. Enter an email address for the person whose input you want, and select what kind of access they should have. Can Edit allows the person to edit the document directly. If you want someone to write in your document, they'll need edit access. Can Comment allows the person to add comments to the document but not change anything. For example, you might want a friend or colleague to review the resume and comment on anything that is missing from your skills or experience sections. Can View allows the person to see the document but not make any alterations at all. You might choose Can View if you want them to be able to see the resume, but you don't want them to make suggestions or changes. Notice the box at the bottom labeled Notify People. When you share a document, sheet, or presentation with someone, they will receive an email about it. If you do not want to send an email, uncheck this box. Next, you can add a note about the document and click Send. The next time the person checks their Gmail, they'll have an email from Google Docs that includes your note and links to access the document. You can organize different versions of your resume using folders in Google Drive. But to keep track of an individual job search, you can also include a link to each distinct resume in your job search tracker sheet. These individual resumes come in handy when you progress to the interview stage. By keeping track of them, you can review the exact resume you sent to refresh your memory on what a company already knows about you. And you can use that information to anticipate potential questions. To add different resume versions to your tracker, add a new column titled Resume. Copy the link for a resume that you tailored to a specific job. Find the row that contains the information about that job, and paste the link to your resume in the appropriate cell. By keeping a record of each resume, you can prepare yourself to give a strong interview. Speaking of interviews, more and more companies are hosting their interviews online using tools like Google Meet. Google Meet is a video conferencing tool that allows you to connect with friends, family, and colleagues from any place with an internet connection. You can use Meet to host meetings at work, and while you're looking for a new job, you'll likely use Meet to attend an interview. Even if your interview takes place in person, you can use Meet to practice beforehand. There are lots of advantages to video conferencing for a first interview or for the whole interview process. Companies save money on your visit, and it can be easier for job seekers to fit in interviews alongside their current work or ongoing job search. But many job seekers find video interviews intimidating. Maybe seeing your own feed video makes you nervous. Maybe the thought of background noise causes you anxiety about the microphone. Let's go over a few ways to ace a remote interview. Just as with an in-person interview, your skills get better with practice. To calm any potential nerves about video conferencing and to ensure you look prepared and professional, take a look at these tips for interviewing with Google Meet. Here are some best practices that will help you prepare. When you're speaking with your interviewer, look toward the camera. Depending on the size and shape of your device, your interviewer's face may appear near the bottom of your screen. So if you look directly at their face, it might make it appear as if you're not making eye contact. To help your interviewers feel like they're getting to know you, keep your eyes up and focused on the camera. Next, even if you're nervous, try to speak slowly and clearly. Anxiety can make some people speak faster, which can make you harder to hear or understand. Remind yourself to breathe and answer thoughtfully at a slow pace. One way to ensure that your interviewers see you in the best light, pay attention to your lighting. To look professional, place a warm-colored lamp near the back of your computer screen, and consider changing your desktop background to a light color. The extra light reflecting on your face will make you easier to see. And since a lot of your communication is nonverbal, if your interviewer is able to see your face, they'll be able to communicate with you more smoothly. As many of us are transitioning to working from home, your office might be a kitchen, living room, or basement. If you can, find a neutral background to avoid distractions. To shine during a remote interview, dress for an interview, even if you're doing it from your living room. Paying attention to how you present yourself will show your interviewers that you take the opportunity seriously. Finally, interviewing is a skill, and you'll get better with practice. Ask a colleague or friend to hold a mock interview with you. Google Tools can simplify your job search process from start to finish. At this point, we've examined several aspects of finding new career opportunities, from searching to them, preparing a resume, managing the process, and giving a Google Meet interview. So let's review. We created a job search tracker in Google Sheets. You can use this tracker to manage all of your career options, record notes about each interview, and track the status of your applications. Next, we used jobs in Google Search to find potential opportunities. We examined filters that can narrow down your search. You can use these filters to find jobs specifically for veterans, to locate remote opportunities, and to find growing companies. To prepare you for the interview process, we examined Google Docs resume templates, and we previewed how to comment, copy, and share the file so that you can edit it for every unique application. Finally, we went over some tips for giving a great interview in Google Meet. We talked about managing the video call, including selecting layouts and presenting your screen. And I gave you some ideas for how to present yourself effectively during the interview itself. Job searching from home can be intimidating, but it can also be a great opportunity to grow your professional skills. To help, we compiled digital resources that can make your job search easier, more organized, and more effective. So next, I'll share some of Google's training resources that you can access remotely. There are many different learning paths and options, so we'll talk about these tools and determine which ones make the most sense for you right now. Today we touched on a few of the collaboration features Google has to offer. To get more in-depth training on these tools, Google offers free G Suite training. You can even get an official certification in G Suite if you'd like. Anyone can complete all of the G Suite training at no cost through Applied Digital Skills, an online platform for digital learning. Even if you don't plan to get your G Suite certification, these lessons can help you get familiar with all of the G Suite applications. Applied Digital Skills free training curriculum helps you with more skills you might want to learn, from data analysis to research and communication to resume writing. There are lessons for adult learners as well as ones for middle and high school students. If you want to sharpen your business and marketing skills, check out Primer. Primer is a free app you can download to your phone. If you have an Android device, you can download it at Google Play. If you have an Apple device, you can download it from the Apple App Store. It has a series of short, fun business and marketing lessons that are all under 5 minutes each. If you really want to become an expert at Google Apps for Business, visit Skillshop, formerly called Academy for Ads. Skillshop is a one-stop training center for everyone who uses Google professional tools and solutions. There's training on Google Ads, Google Analytics, Google My Business, and more. The lessons here are categorized based on your experience. There's information perfect for beginners, intermediate, and even advanced users, and it's all available for free. I know we went over a lot of different training options, but you can access it all in one location. Visit the Grow with Google website at grow.google.com. You'll find information, training resources, and more for small businesses, job seekers and students, veterans and military families, educators, developers, and startups. So let's regroup and talk about your next steps in your job search. We want you to leave this workshop with a clear sense of what you should do next. So here are a few ways to move forward. Create a job search tracker using Google Sheets. To develop your resume, open a new Google Doc and review possible templates to get you started. And to continue growing your career in other ways, consider our other professionalization workshops. These courses help you work, teach, and learn from anywhere. Here are all the resources we mentioned in today's presentation. Check out these websites for more in-depth information on what I covered today. And thank you for attending. As always, please reach out to us at the Long Branch Public Library if you have any questions or need assistance with any of what was discussed today. We are absolutely available to help you create your resume or to help you guide you through your research. Through your job search. You can reach us at 732-222-3900, extension 2270, or on our website, longbranchlib.org. That's longbranchlib.org. Thank you.